What's up guys, Austin here. So in this video, we're going to talk about an essential element to trading that you can actually harness to be a superpower of yours and actually use it as a key of longevity rather than looking at it as a bad thing. So I hope you guys enjoy this perspective and enjoy the video. What's up guys, Austin here, 7-figure entrepreneur and day trader. I've been day trading over half a decade, own multiple businesses in the trading space, and this is what I have to share with you to make your journey just a little bit easier. Just because you lost money one day does not necessarily make it a bad day. How did you execute? How did you stick to your plan? And how did you handle yourself as a trader in regards to following your process? That, I think, is the difference between a good day and a bad day. The outcome, whether you made money or lost money, is a randomly distributed outcome. So you cannot control whether you make or lose money. You can only control the trades that you execute. So I personally think that a losing day can be a good thing so long as you're able to extract a lesson from it and you're able to build upon that, rather than just being a total degenerate, not following a process, doing a bunch of random shit. Then a losing day is going to be stressful, it's going to be annoying. You're never really going to grow from it. You're just going to stay in a very toxic cycle. So I think bad days themselves are more so based on how you performed according to your plan and how you performed according to your execution level, rather than the actual outcome from each individual trade or trading day. The way you detach yourself from losses is understanding that trading is a game of large numbers. You really need to understand that this is based on doing something over and over and over again and having a profitable outcome in the long run rather than nailing each and every single trade. So if you look at things from a very one-dimensional, narrow lens, it's very easy to think that you're incompetent. It's very easy to think that you're not necessarily a high-performing trader, whereas you might just be having a stint of 3 shitty days and then fly to the absolute moon for the rest of the month. I think understanding that it's not about 1 or 2 trades that you take, it's about a large number of trades, a large sample size of trades, and understanding that over the past, a large span of time in the past, whether it's a year, 2, 3, 4 years, or even just a large sample size of individual trades, that it leads to a profitable outcome. It's a lot easier to accept the losses. With trading, it's not about winning all the time. 100% win rate is something that, a lot of newer traders or people that haven't began trading think that you need to have in order to make money. They think you need to be winning 80 to 90% of your trades, and you need to be some rocket scientist genius in order to actually be profitable. But the reality is win rate is not that important. It's more so about how much are you winning from a money standpoint and from a risk standpoint. So if you're risking $1, how many dollars are you bringing back in when you're actually right? And you could actually afford to be wrong more than 50% of the time, so long as your win to loss ratio is at least 3 times higher. So risk to reward is a super important stat when it comes to tracking trading performance and actually being aware of that you don't need to win every single trade. You could actually lose 2 trades where you lose, let's just say $1,000, and win 1 trade that makes $3,000, and then you basically have a 33% win rate, but you made net $1,000. So that's just a quick, example of how a win-loss ratio is way more important than your actual win rate. So don't get caught up in having 100% win rate. Stop kind of obsessing about that statistic if that's something that you're focusing on, and lean more towards actually attaining more money when you are right versus losing when you're wrong. So really having a cap on the losses and allowing the winners to really play out and flourish compared to the losses is an absolute important thing when it comes to trading. And if you fail to do so, things are going to be a lot harder. You're going to start thinking that you need to win more trades, and if you only are making 1-to-1, then yeah, you need to win a shitload of trades. But if you are making 10 times, or if you make 10 times more than you lose, you literally only need to be right like 10% of the time. Over the years, I've really been able to understand that it's always about R factor. And when I say R factor, that is, how much you're making compared to how much you're losing, profits divided by losses, risk to reward ratio, win-loss ratio, whatever you want to call it. Not so much win-loss ratio, more so risk to reward ratio. But that is really a key stat, because if you understand how much you're making when you're right compared to how much you're losing when you're wrong, you can then use that stat as a baseline and then add on a win rate to that and then really develop a system, because you need a system to do well in trading. I definitely personally believe that for me, whenever I got all the confidence in my data and had the cold, hard, black and white numbers in front of me, my confidence went through the roof, my hesitation left my trading, my execution improved dramatically, because I had something to basically reference whenever I was making decisions. You don't have to kind of second guess opportunities. If something meets your criteria, then you execute. If this happens, then I'm going to do that. You have to really think with that if-then type thinking and not have a bunch of excuses or let emotions get in the way, and it's a lot easier to kick that out when you have experience with a system that you're able to track and then use that data. I definitely think over the years, the biggest thing for me was collecting data on a system and focusing on the right metrics such as profit factor, average risk to reward, average winning trade size compared to average losing trade size, trade duration, things of that nature, and then being really able to dive into that and expand on that and extract the most value and information out of that to make better trading decisions. So I'm someone that didn't really have one mentor in their trading career that showed them how to do everything. I kind of just figured everything out on my own by learning a bunch of different styles, and then taking little pieces from here and little pieces from there and really laying everything out and coming to my own realizations. But that is a double-edged sword. Because I learned so many different strategies, it was very easy for me to strategy hop in the beginning of my career and get discouraged whenever one type of strategy incurred losses, switch over to another one because that was winning in the past. So I definitely think a big thing for me that was a total game changer was just developing one strategy, sticking to one strategy, one rule set, and then tracking it. And that is super, super important, because if you strategy hop between 5 different strategies, it's hard to tell where you're making your money versus where you're losing your money. And I think that's a super, super critical thing that a lot of traders need to do, is just define their setups, figure out what type of setups actually yield them the most profit and which ones are incurring the most losses, and then do more of the ones that work and less of the ones that don't. So I think if you're able to really categorize your trading setups, really hone in on one specific trading strategy and gather data based on that, it'll be much easier for you to come up with just evidence of what's actually working for you in your trading compared to what's not, and ditch the shit that's not working and double down on the shit that is. So you can't be like a trader that has like shiny object syndrome. Or one thing that I really think is a big problem is somebody that follows a bunch of traders on social media and you see one dude making money, so you want to learn his strategy because you lost money that day. That's just a super toxic cycle, and just understand that every single system incurs losses. So really just figure out a way that matches your personality. I think that's the best thing that you could do in your trading career, and then just literally track it, prove that it works or prove that it doesn't, and then either stick to that or move on and find another system that works. But if you have something that is yielding money over the long run, then just stick to it and just double down on it and focus on it. Don't be someone that hops around all over the place just because you see profit coming from one dude sharing a screenshot on his Instagram. That's just a super toxic cycle. And most importantly, going back to the whole personality thing, really find a way to identify with a trading system that works for your timeline, works for your schedule, or make your life malleable to that specific type of system. So if you are someone that has a lot of time on their hands, maybe day trading would be better for you compared to someone like that focuses on swing trades. Because if you're in a swing trading position and you just stare at it all day long, you're probably going to mess with it, compared to if you have no time and you're trying to day trade, you're not going to have enough time to actually look at the positions and monitor the market. So make sure that you have a trading style that lines up with your personality. If you have the time and you're focusing on trading as your career and you want to be a day trader, then focus on the screens, focus on the positions, make sure you are trading a system that's conducive to your realistic time horizon and trading timelines. You don't want to be taking trades that last 3 weeks long if you're going to be monitoring them every single day. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is just some things I picked up along the way in my career about losses, ways to kind of use them to your favor, and just some key points on getting through those tough times and actually making it to the finish line in your trading career. So don't look at losses as a bad thing, look at them as lessons. You got to learn before you can earn. So hope that makes sense, guys. Hope you got some value out of it. If you like this video, go watch another one on the channel, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Peace, guys.